is the LA River in 1938. This is the LA River in 1938. It looks really different, right? This picture shows flood damage in Studio City. You can see the river is going over its banks, and Vineland is like fully washed away. These pictures are from the Los Angeles flood of 1938. Heavy rain in the LA, Santa Ana, and San Gabriel rivers. Well, heavy rain made them all overflow, which destroyed huge chunks of the city. It was a catastrophic event. It killed somewhere around 115 people and destroyed many, many structures. And it was crazy, but it was a 50-year flooding. It's the kind of flood that happened on average every 50 years around here. That meant that back then you could expect everyone in LA to have either lived through a flood like this or to know someone else who did. It's the kind of thing that would probably just happen to you if you lived here long enough. So after the flood of 1938, the city decided to make it so this kind of stuff can't happen anymore. You know what they did. Guess what they did? That's right, they paved the rivers. Paving the rivers is called channelization. The channelized rivers are a very recognizable part of LA, but they're far from the only thing the city did to deal with the flooding. Most of what the city did is stuff you cannot see above ground. Here's a screenshot of LA County's storm drain system for the area near Glitch. The red circle is the Glitch. The purple lines are drains maintained by the city, and the blue lines are drains maintained by the LA County Flood Control District. You don't think of LA as a place that floods, but it is a place that floods. The only thing that stops it from flooding is this massive network of underground passages that carry the water away from your house. Here's a map of the area around Bayona Creek in Culver City. You can see there's a bunch of light blue lines and green lines with borders. These aren't storm drains, they're the channelized rivers. You can see how the drain system is really complex. Water flows in and out of these open channels and then sometimes returns underground again. In this picture of West LA, you can see that one of the dark blue drain lines becomes a light blue line up above. That means the water comes out from underground and flows through a channel for a little bit before going back underground. Here's what that exact spot looks like. Here's what it looks like when you're fully underground in some of these storm drains. They are huge. I've been lucky enough to be able to go into these storm drains several times, and it is for me basically a religious experience. I love this stuff because it really is proof that we live in a society, which I find to me, we live in a society means that we have to treat each other well, but that we also have to spend money and muscle and time on the things that keep each other alive. The flood control infrastructure in LA is one of the biggest examples of that in the world around me. It's an example of us spending a lot of effort and planning and money on something that keeps each other safe. I think we owe each other safety, and there are some kinds of safety you can really only achieve by spending huge amounts of money to create generational infrastructure that avoids mass death. I had to see this stuff to really appreciate it. I've been down there 3 times with a group of people who know a lot more about this than I do. It is a deeply moving and personal experience to be down there inside it. If you have ever felt strange and moved when you're in a place like a cathedral or an art museum or an ancient ruin, I get this kind of feeling being inside the storm drain. Good art reminds me that people out there care about one another. They're all kind of stuck on this planet together. The storm drains basically remind me of the same thing. But you're probably thinking the channelized rivers are bad, right? We shouldn't have done that to the rivers. And it's true, we no longer think that fully paving the entire LA River was a very hot idea. It killed off ecosystems, and it also moves all the water into the ocean. But we actually need that water. That's our water, we can use it. You probably remember the big drought in the 2010s, and in response, LA has changed its plan for the rivers. In 2023, LA County decided to increase our water supply in LA by 600,000 acre feet per year by the year 2045. And a lot of that will require stormwater capture and changes to the channelized rivers. So I'm not really an expert on any of this. I just like going into the tunnels. I don't know much about the engineering that will make this possible, but I do know that in the future, you all will have to consent to a bunch of your money going to new generational water infrastructure. You have to be like the people of the past who said, yes, I do want to build an invisible monument to society that keeps us all alive. The next time you see some water infrastructure, think about how we're going to have to do this all again. We're going to have to change the city and build a lot of modern water infrastructure just to stay alive and safe and happy. I recommend hanging out at Spoke Cafe in Frogtown, near the rewilded section of the LA River. The next time you see this stuff, remind yourself that the world around you is not permanent. The climate is changing. This was once a river, and then a channel, and then a rewilded channel. We have to keep changing the city if we want to live here. And if you're a real freak, you might love tunnels too. Thank you.